Alright, I'm back with a quick message for everybody. No emails in this video. What I am doing currently today, what I've done is I started to create a channel on locals.com. Now, what I've been noticing for a handful of months now is a lot of people, almost all of the people who I follow in my spare time while I'm listening, when I got time to listen, and listening to people sharing truth, is they all are streaming their content on various platforms. Rumble, BitChute, Locals, some other ones I can't really remember. There's a whole slew of them. And these are people that I have a lot of respect for. And every single one of them are being censored on YouTube. Go figure, right? And so are we. So what I've finally figured out is if an email that comes in to me and I read it here, and if the person who emails in says anything out of line, even says the word with the C and then the 19 involved, or other sensitive topics that the mainstream narrative holders don't want you talking about openly and freely, then the view count on this channel will basically get slashed in half overnight. So what they do is they make new content unavailable to you. Not all of you, obviously, but a lot of the subscribers do get unsubscribed from here continually, and they have to resubscribe. I got nothing to do with it. And I guess it's the algorithm, how they have their computers, whatever they got programmed to do is to censor various words, sentences, and statements. Get censored from every content creator on the YouTube platform and other ones. Okay? So this is what I have to do. When I read emails, now I've finally learned that when I'm reading an email, somebody goes on a bit of a tangent or they're sharing some truth with some of these sensitive topics that the mainstream narrative holders don't want you hearing or talking about, that I will have to go and edit, which I've got very little time. You guys, I got a farm here, man. I got a farm, I got a couple businesses on the go, there's kids, there's all sorts of shit on the go, and my time is very limited. So, but I do enjoy doing this, and I buck against control. So, if there's a group or individuals that want me to stop, it gives me fuel to do it 100-fold more. You follow? So when I get censored here, it makes me want to kick in gear and just plaster the content all over the frickin' universe. And that's what I'm going to be doing. You can't stop me. I will not be stopped. I make that my priority. I have other priorities in life, but I make my priority as well is to not to lose against the bad guys. And I'm not going to lose. And neither are you. So what I'm going to propose I do is, as I'm reading these emails, so what I'll do is I'll read the emails, I got them all in my notes, I haven't pre-read them, I don't know what they're going to say. And as I'm going through this, a recording of a video to post on YouTube, boom, I'll get caught, or I'll get caught possibly repeating somebody's words, just throw into the YouTube video, boom, we got annihilated again. And I have community guideline strikes active right now, so I'm not that far away from possibly getting deleted altogether, which would be unfortunate because there's so many ears, eyes, and voices here currently, right? We're talking millions. Millions. Right here on this channel every month. So I will, from now this day forward, my next recording, I will read every single email as it comes in a row. Because what I have to do is I have to get up, physically stop the camera, go through, find another email. Okay, I can't read that one. Shit. And then I gotta find another one. And then I hit record and I start reading that one. I don't know what they're gonna say. So it happens again. Oh no, gotta stop the camera. Gotta go through again. Then I gotta take the SD card into the house with the computers and the internet, which will change shortly. And then I have to edit the living snot out of that video, which takes even way more time, and then throw it down on the YouTube channel for you guys. So now I'm going to just read them straight through. I'll know which emails I have a list. Once I mark them red, they go into a different file. As red, I will know which ones to chop out. Chop the one out. Bam, it's done. And then I will put the edited version of email on the YouTube and the full email. I'll put the edited video here on YouTube. and I'll put the full meal deal video onto locals.com. All right, and if I can, I don't know how this thing works yet. Hopefully, it loads up to all the platforms, because you have to list when you're creating the channel. You have to list your connections for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube. So hopefully it'll be doing it that way. But I don't see how the YouTube channel will be able to line up with the locals, because we won't be able to put the full video on YouTube to load at the same time onto the locals. Hope I'm making sense. We'll see how it works. I'm still learning. I'm learning every day on numerous topics. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. And I believe on locals, if you do want to support the content the content, then you also have the option to support this channel through locals.com. Okay? I hope it just made sense, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So there. So I thought I'd post this up for you guys to see. No, there's no content on locals right now. And today is the 13th of, what are we, March? Holy cow. 13th of March right now. There's no content on locals, but there may be tomorrow. We'll see how we make out with sharing emails later on. So this video right here is just for you on the YouTube. I will think I have the link to locals right now. I'll put it below. It doesn't really matter quite just yet. Possibly tomorrow though. Then I'll start putting the links below, and we'll continue to not let the bad guys win. We'll continue to speak freely. All right? And that's my quick message. Now, then there's the other part of my brain that as I'm going through all of this and realizing and learning and watching, and then sometimes I am more trusting than not on average, but you gotta wonder. Okay, so somebody says that Rumble isn't censored. How do we know that? They say locals is a safe place. How do we know that? Because I read it online? I don't know who owns the locals. I don't know who owns Rumble. I know Rumble had some kind of a big shindig with all the big followed names on there with the owner of Rumble. How do I know the owner of Rumble isn't just there collecting all the data and getting a list of all the people who support free speech? Do you know what I mean? It is a shitty way to look at it, but hey, let's face it. If you had the kind of control that whoever owns the internet has, and like I remember a long time ago when I first came up with my custom-built app platform that I had designed and built so I could get around bullshit when it came to sharing knowledge for hunting and angling in the outdoors. I met up with this internet mogul type, shit piles of money, one of those types, and he actually had a business that was in competition with GoDaddy, and he saw that all the content, my history, my knowledge, my skills, my contacts, and right away he said, okay, this is great, because now we can work each other against each other too, and that'll even help us even better. We can work the hunters and the anti-hunters, and we can collect them both and get them going at each other as well, and that'll really help blow things up. And I remember thinking, what? Seriously? And obviously, me and that guy did not do anything together. You're out of here. Done with you. But that was my early audition, not audition, that was my early awakening to the fact that these people at the top are absolutely ruthless when they just want to make that buck or have the control. And there are people out there with huge control who are actively using us against each other to benefit them. So what I'm saying is, while I'm sharing with you what I am going to do, well, what else am I going to do? How do I know? How do we know? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do we know we're not getting played by the owners of Rumble? How do we know we're not getting played by the owners of Locals or BitChute or whoever else? How do we know? Right? I mean, if I did go into business with that guy, which he really wanted me to, how would everybody know that we weren't actually literally screwing everybody by using each other's opposition against each other and collecting the revenue or the clicks or whatever that guy had in mind, collecting it to one place and knowing who was against who and all the intimate details of each side of each team, and we're benefiting off both sides, not really supporting anybody in reality except for ourselves, right? And I saw that firsthand, and I learned that 7 or 8 years ago. I learned it and I saw it. So how do we know? Sure, some of these channels will let us stream our content word for word, not give us a spanking. You still get paid. You still get your support. But in the end, let's just say this shit absolutely flies. By joining these various platforms and submitting our personal information as well as our true feelings voiced through our mouths on a video screen of how we sit and where we position ourselves when it comes to the tyrants. How do we know the tyrants don't have that list when the shit flies? How do we know? You know what I mean? It's a real shitty thing to think about, but how do you not think about it, especially once you've seen it firsthand? It's interesting, right? But I guess that's why we need to build these communities, make them bigger, make them stronger, so that if the time does come, and that is the truth, well, guess what? If you are dark bastards and you just enabled us to create this massive community, now you got to deal with us. Now that you've really pissed us off and shown yourselves, if that ever comes to fruit. So there you go. There's my little spiel of what I've learned, what I know, what I'm going to do. And you will soon have the option to go to that other platform to watch full-length videos that I make here on my time without having to chop out emails from good, frickin' honest, hard-working people who give a shit about you and me and want to share their knowledge. I do not like it. I do not want them silenced. So they're going to be heard there. All right? And hopefully, maybe possibly it'll load up to some other platforms at the same time, because I do not have time to go onto 6 or 7 or 3 or 4 different platforms and load the same video and fill out the same details. I don't have that kind of time. That's not going to happen. All right? There you go. What's next? So what's next is I have to make an introduction video for the Locals channel, which I'll do after this one. I'm sending to you guys, and then I'll keep that ball rolling. And then I got to change all the tires in my truck, and then I got to unload my sliding glass door, and I got to move the other boat around and clean it out to get rid of it. And I got to make my platform so I can go fishing and film fish as they're swimming and hitting the bait. And then I got to fill the other How to Hunt channel, and then I got to do bookings for fishing, and then I got to